episode 384, Fly Away. Here at Outlander Travel, we're passionate about, well, travel. Throughout the years, we've seen many changes to the industry, but one thing that has stayed the same is the urge to explore our world and make the connections that can only be made through experience. My name is Laura, and this week I am joined by fellow Outlander travel agents Elizabeth, Sandy, Lindsay, Donna, and George. If you're joining us on our YouTube channel, welcome. We usually don't wait a couple of years to check out a new resort at Walt Disney World, but COVID admittedly threw us a little bit off our game. Gran Destino Tower at Coronado Springs Resort opened in 2019, and Sandy and her husband were finally able to check it out in January, and Lindsay met them for dinner and drinks. We want to dive right in and hear all about it. So let's get started.
I'm excited because we've never done like a hotel review before. Like, this is kind of cool.
I'm kind of bummed. I was supposed to stay there. I was supposed to stay there in September.
Oh.
And then ended up canceling. So it'll be interesting to hear what you think.
Well, now you got to go back. Now you gotta do it again, George.
Because I'm the person in the group who goes to Disney the least, tell me, what is Gran Destino Tower?
So Gran Destino Tower is the new tower that they built at Coronado Springs Resort. Coronado Springs Resort is a moderate resort, but it is a kind of a business conference hotel. It's kind of the least Disney-ish, I guess you'd say. Not as much Mickey, although the hidden Mickey.
Ironically, I've stayed there.
Oh, okay. So there's a conference center. There's always a lot of business travel going on there. So they built the tower, and now instead of the check-in being over in the other part, now everything is in the main tower where you check in, and the tower is attached to the old building that has like the restaurants and the gift shop and stuff like that. You have to go kind of through a hallway to get to those. So so the tower is really beautiful, and it almost feels like a deluxe resort instead of a moderate resort. It has club level there. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I would say that it feels more premium to me than the moderate, for sure. It's a completely opposite feel for Coronado, and I know that resort, I tend to not give it as much love, and I know a lot of people don't, but it's changed so much over the years, and this is, I think, another step toward that direction of.
So I'd probably call it moderate plus. But the cool thing about the tower is that it's a total celebration of Walt Disney and Salvador Dali's friendship, and it's awesome. It's got a lot of really cool details to it.
They had the video.
Go ahead. Is Gran Destino like a reference to anything?
Yes. So
to show my complete ignorance.
No, it's kind of it's not a totally well-known thing, but
most people wouldn't know this.
Yeah, you have to be kind of a Disney geek about this. But Walt Disney and Salvador Dali were making a movie, like a short cartoon, and they did not finish it. And in 2003, it was finished with help by Walt Disney's nephew, I believe Roy Disney. And it's on Disney Plus. It's a short on Disney Plus now, and it's about 7 minutes long, and you can watch it. And as Lindsay was saying, you can also see it at the hotel.
Does this have anything to do with, like, because in one of the Bugs Bunny movies, you see him like in the melting clocks, and he's melting. Is that kind of the same thing?
Well,
no.
No.
well, Bugs Bunny is Warner Brothers, but no,
it's true. Yes.
I mean,
sorry.
It's more of an art piece. I mean, I would think of it kind of in the same vein as like Fantasia or whatever. It's where Walt was trying to be a little bit more, artistic, and I don't say that. I don't mean that in an off the cuff way. It's a legitimate art form. He was being a little bit more artful, more about the art in these cases and less about the pop side of it. So I actually have some of the art in my dining room.
Short is called Gran Destino.
It's called Destino.
Destino. Okay.
Yeah, actually, I think I saw there was a little thing about it when they were doing Fantasia 2000.
Probably, and when we were on the Harmony on Royal Caribbean, they had a bunch of the artwork from Destino, and they did a talk about it. So it's not just a Disney thing, but it's just a cool thing about those two guys that yeah, if you go up, there's a rooftop bar called the Dahlia, and the Dahlia is named after the female in the movie.
Dahlia.
And yeah, and he always, well, Salvador Dali always used his wife as the inspiration for all this stuff too. So so there's
Well,
kind
that's
of,
really nice.
it's cool because there's a Salvador Dali museum in St. Pete's Beach near Tampa, and it's awesome. So if you ever want to take a day trip from Disney, you could do
Or
like a
there's one
tour.
outside of Barcelona where his real studios were.
Yeah,
Okay, that's a little far from Disney.
That's a little far.
it's cool.
I
So what
think
were
the
your
bar
guys'
is
favorite
the
things
place-
about the hotel?
So it's got a high techy feel to it. It's really cool when you go in and you go over to the elevators. You say, you know, I want to go to the 6th floor. So you have to hit your floor outside the elevators, and then it'll tell you which elevator to get on. And so we were actually rarely on an elevator with other people. If we were, it was usually coming down, but it would just go straight to our floor. When we walked in, it had our names up on the TV, which I think they're kind of doing more of that at Disney now. But it was just a bigger hotel. It had, I can't remember if it had like an iPad to do the curtains and stuff. I might be getting it mixed up with some of my other hotels recently. But it did have like that more deluxe feel to it. And it's got like lots of seating in the lobby area, perfect for business travelers. If you're meeting for, you know, coffee and booting up your laptops together, there's plugs, there's USBs everywhere. Definitely a lot of places where you could like sit and get some work done and stuff. So
Is there a bar in the lobby?
there's some bars. Yeah. So yeah, the coolest bar. So when you come into the lobby, you're actually on the upper lobby level. And when you go down to the lower lobby level, which you can walk down this amazing staircase or you can take the elevators, there's a huge bar down there. In the mornings, it's an espresso bar and it has like a light menu. And then at night, it's a gin bar. And they have all kinds of gins you can pick, and you can build your own gin tonic. Doesn't say gin and tonic, it says gin tonic. So so it's really cool. Stacy would love it.
I love gin tonics.
Oh, see,
Mhm.
there, you have to go check it out.
Did you build your own?
No, we only were there for one night, so there was only so much drinking we could do. We tried to go. One of the cool things
I
about
know you better than that.
I know. I'm like, Lindsay, what
Okay.
is this about?
so
Look,
full disclosure.
They were pre-gaming at Disney Springs all day. They tapped out on me. They tapped out on me really early. We were supposed to, I
Hey,
think
we
she
were up
pawned
for
a-
fireworks.
She pawned an uneven, untouched case of White Claw.
That's right. I forgot about that.
I
Did it
had to
get
haul
drank?
back to. It got left for mousekeeping because
Oh,
I couldn't find runners to take it, and
wow.
so I had to haul it back in the Uber. The Uber guy felt so sorry for me. He's like, "You're carrying."
Like it's that hard to carry a 12-pack.
No, it's just embarrassing. That's all.
Yeah, thank you, Elizabeth.
You're welcome.
Like-
I'm here for you. So,
Yeah,
Lindsay,
so
did you do a gin tonic after they left you there?
Not. I should have, but I was carrying again. I'm sitting in the lobby of this really nice hotel with like open, and it's not bad enough that it's full. It's open because she had like put them in the refrigerator, so I can't even carry it right because it's the cans are gonna roll out. So I'm sitting in the lobby. No, I did walk around a little bit, not too much, but the hotel is gorgeous. I love the Dahlia bar. I love the restaurant in the. I don't even know what the art or just you want to call it the light fixtures. I love all of the flower. It was just amazing design in there, and it had a really cool feel to it. It didn't feel at all like Coronado to me. It just
No.
completely different. But I love the bar in the restaurant. And then what did you guys? Well, they ordered half the menu and
And ate it all.
they ordered like the tom.
Man, you guys are
Well-
just calling each other out.
Well,
yeah,
Chris
well.
is with us. Yeah. So we started in the Dahlia bar, and that is where they play the movie on a loop. So we were talking to the bartender about it, and he's like, "Yeah, I get to watch it all the time." But you know, but it's cool because when you've seen it, then you notice all the details in the hotel and in that bar, especially like Lindsay was talking about the light fixtures. They're like dandelion puffs. There's like a part where dandelions blow. And so it's just really cool. There's bells everywhere. There's like some bell things going on in the movie. So there's just like designs that look like the woman with her dress, but it also looks like a bell. It's really cool.
So you're talking about the Dahlia bar, and you talked about this gin bar. Is that the same thing?
No, gin bar's in the
Okay.
lobby. The Dahlia bar is on the roof.
Oh,
which is
okay.
awesome. Yeah.
I love a good rooftop bar.
Yeah, it's cool.
Can
We
you
saw
see
the fireworks.
and all from there?
Yes.
Oh,
We
okay.
did. Yeah, I'll post a picture, or I'll have do a picture of how we could see the Epcot from there. You could tell it was lit up for the 50th with the cool lights, but they wouldn't come through in my picture, which kind of stinks.
So
but,
did you have those
um,
same like dolly type details in the rooms themselves, or just in the lobby and all?
a little bit like the design of the lamp, had like the bell in there. You had to kind of look for it. There were hidden Mickeys all over the place as soon as you were walking down the hall, and the carpet, and in the like tile, and everything. They were everywhere. There had a lot of like Spanish mosaic looking tile all through the lobby area. You could spend so much time just looking for and there's a big one in the Barcelona lounge down. That's what the name of the gin bar, the Barcelona lounge. I'll post a picture of that too. It was huge.
So for people who are not as familiar with Disney as the majority of you are, how close is what park is this resort closest to?
So it's a moderate resort that is, they're not really close to a park. It's about equal distance to like Epcot Studios, a little bit further to Magic Kingdom, and then Animal Kingdom is probably the
Farthest.
but like a 10
Animal
minute
Kingdom's
bus ride.
far from anything.
Yeah, except Animal Kingdom Lodge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so one of the thing about the moderates is that they're not adjacent to a park. It's going to be a bus ride.
So the bar that or restaurant that Lindsay was so lovingly calling you out at tasting everything, which restaurant was that?
So that was Toledo. It's the tapas, steaks, and let's see, what do they call it?
Well, tapas, you are supposed to order
And
everything,
and
Lindsay.
you are. No, I know you are. That's what I'm saying. And they got but I was referring to, I couldn't remember what it was called. It was like the steak, you get the tomahawk steak that's about as big as the laptop that I'm looking
Oh
at
my
right
gosh.
Yeah, I have pictures of Chris like gnawing on this
Massive.
huge steak bone. Yeah, it was like a dinner for two kind of special thing where you got like the charcuterie and the appetizers and the steak and the steak was like 20 ounces or something. It was huge,
now.
and it was to
massive.
share. Yeah, and then dessert too. So it is all like, if you're gonna order certain things and you're a couple, you might as well get the thing for the couple and try everything. So that's what we did. We tried everything.
And it was, the tapas were delicious. I can't remember what was what, but they were just amazing. The one with the stuffed olive and the cheese was, and the what was it that we had it was the Brussels sprouts that were so good.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's my favorite.
it was good. Yeah, so that was that's a cool place to go to for dinner at night if you want to catch some fireworks, but it's just really a cool atmosphere.
Now is that the rooftop, Sandy?
Yeah, that's not the tapas restaurant and that one bar are up on the roof. And there's
that's really nice.
Yeah, there's a big outdoor seating area that you can sit outside if you want. We didn't because it was January. Probably still could have. And then when we were finishing up dinner, we could see fireworks, which was really cool.
If I remember
that.
right, they have a really big pool at Coronado as well.
They do.
Yeah, it's a fun pool with waterfalls and
Yeah,
Big
so
pyramid.
they've changed some things up. I don't want to leave out the rest of what they've done at the resort. They have changed the like it used to be that you had to walk all the way around to get to the pool. Now they've built bridges that go across that lake, and there's
That's nice.
there's another bar.
Yeah,
It's
there's
called
a
Three
bar over
Bridges.
the water.
Yeah, Three Bridges Bar and Grill, which
Yeah, it was
wasn't
under construction last time I was there.
Yeah, so it's open now, but it wasn't open for lunch. That my plan was to go there for lunch, and we didn't. because it was closed. So, and we had already had reservations at Toledo. So we missed the Three Bridges Bar and Grill, which is sad. But Chris said he'd go back and just stay at this resort and I could just go to the parks. So that's how much he liked it though, because he's kind of not really like, he would rather be at the resorts than be at the parks when he goes to Disney. And he really liked this one. It was cool.
I really
I'm
feel
starting.
Coronado is underrated. I mean, I really think that I've only stayed there once, and when I stayed there, I had a little one in diapers, and we were across the lake from the pool, and we got all the way to the pool and realized we left the diaper bag, and I had to go all the way back and then all the way
Yeah.
back. So I would be very grateful for that bridge, but I will say it was such a quiet resort. It was, because it's so businessy. So many people are there in the conference center that the rest of the resort, even though there are some people there on vacation, it's not as many. And I mean, we just found even the fun pool was kind of quiet. It wasn't dead quiet, but it wasn't so chaotic.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they still have it, but they had the biggest hot tub on property. It could hold 21 people. They told us that when we checked in. So now that sounds like super gross to me.
And it prices well too.
Yes,
Well,
it does.
the tower is not cheap.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
the rest of the resort is.
Yeah, and they have, like I said before, they have club level, they have presidential suite, they have different size rooms there. So so it's cool. There's a lot of good options. And I can see business travelers wanting those extra options with those suites and stuff too, not just families. So, and we did see conferences going on while we were there. They did change Rick's, which used to be Rick's Lounge, and it's still called Rick's, but it's more of a sports bar now. It used to have this really cool feel to it, like I don't know, I don't want to say Moroccan because I know it was never like an African themed restaurant hotel, but it had like lamps and plush stuff. But now it's more like a pub with TVs everywhere, and it's definitely feels more like a sports bar kind of thing.
Well, Rick's used to have a reputation for being one of the coolest bars on property, but it feels like if they had to downgrade it to a sports bar, they made up for it in these other cool bars that they put there. So
Yeah,
because it was pretty much the only bar that was there before.
Yeah. That's true.
So
Yeah, it was really cool. I really enjoyed this resort. I would definitely go back and stay in that tower again.
So did the gin and tonic bar only serve gin and tonics?
No, it was a regular bar. It just had this menu where you could, mix different types of tonics and stuff together and get different flavors, and it was cool. I
It's
only
a
had the
gin
coffee
joint.
The coffee was really good too. I mean, Chris had some kind of espresso thing.
All the gin joints in Disney World to walk into.
So
Right
the gin bar is also a coffee bar?
in the daytime.
Espresso.
It's espresso.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it says about my age, but I'm almost more excited to go try.
To go, what you're more
Check
excited to go
out
with?
the coffee
I'm more
bar.
excited to go try out the espresso bar. I didn't know it.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's just so pretty. I mean, you could spend a lot of time.
It was
And
so busy when I was in that lobby. There were so many people down there, and I could hear they were having such a great time. You
yeah.
could hear all the noises carry up.
So Sandy, sometimes I know, like when you're like at rooftop things where there's going to be fireworks and stuff like that, they have there's like a time limit that you can stay. Did you feel any of that when you were there, or no?
No, I think our dinner, what time did we eat, Lindsay? About 7:30 or something? I mean, we finished up right at 9. They were literally like stopping us when we were trying to leave and like, oh, you could stand out on the roof and look at the fireworks. And we're like, oh. So we stood there for a second. We're like, okay.
Oh, so they
It's
were
not like
urging
you
to
haven't
do
seen
that.
them before.
Well, and January wasn't, although this was like the beginning of marathon weekend. I think we were there on a Tuesday or Wednesday. Runners were just getting into town. You could see people coming and going to the expo and stuff. So it was about to start getting a lot busier. But
It was a bit chilly to be standing outside, though. I think
Yeah.
we were out there for a little bit, and then I had to keep going back inside to warm up.
So
Yeah.
just because we have a pretty good following of foodies on our podcast, would you recommend the tapas and was it a really good steak? What was it?
yeah, my
It's
husband
really
loved
good
that
food.
steak. I'm not kidding. I'll send the picture of him gnawing on the bone. Like he really loved it. Yeah, we ate the whole freaking thing too. All 20 ounces of steak.
And
Yeah.
and you got that between the three of you or just between the two of you?
Oh no, they ate the steak. I
I mean,
gotta
I think I
separate.
gave her a bite, but I'm like, here, you can have this piece. Yeah.
This big. You can only
Like,
have
taste
this
it.
little tiny piece.
I ordered some tapas and I ordered Brussels sprouts, and I love the Brussels sprouts so much I filled up on them, and I was waiting because I wanted to see how much room I would have left. Sometimes my eyes are way bigger than my stomach, and when you're paying Disney prices.
Well, yours was not
Which is smart.
expensive at all, though. I mean,
No,
you got
and
it
I
out
ate
pretty
everything.
cheap. Yeah.
I know, I ate everything and I was full, and
Yeah.
but I will be going back, definitely. It's
What was special about the Brussels sprouts?
the glaze. It was a different.
Yeah.
Disney's got a couple places that have had really great Brussels sprouts with like balsamic vinegar. We had STK. They had really good Brussels sprouts there too.
The polite pig. The polite
The
pig
polite
also has
pig.
some.
I've had those. Yeah, those are more sweet. The ones at STK were a little more like bourbony, I think. These I can't remember what the flavor was, but it was a different flavor to it, and I don't know, it was really good. It wasn't your traditional balsamic. Sandy, do you remember?
I
what the
don't
flavor
remember.
was?
I really kind of just
Someday
remember
we're gonna
steak.
learn how to just write things down.
She was
in a
focused on her
notebook.
husband
I'm
eating like a
like,
man
eating all the
warrior or
steak.
Yeah.
something.
Like, if I don't dig in, he's gonna eat this whole steak.
That's what I was thinking too. Like, if I don't grab a
And he
piece, it's
did.
gonna be
He
gone.
inhaled it. It was weird because I looked and like 1 minute there was a whole steak taking up a whole table, and then the next I just look back and it's gone. It's
I gotta say,
Well-
I always look at the tomahawk steak on menus and think, who orders that? And now I know.
Now you
now
know.
you know.
Now I know. Like, that's huge. Like, I think that might make my son sick, and he can put away some food. But
Well, that'd be
yeah.
perfect for Jeff and I, but the problem is that he likes his steak medium rare, and I like mine medium, and he hates. So it's like we have to order separate steaks.
I don't know,
Well, you could eat the
compromise
edge
on
and
that.
he could eat the middle.
That still would not be too. That would be too much.
Well, that's our show for this week. Thanks for hanging out with us. Please like our Facebook page, rate us, and make sure to tell all your friends about us. You can find our previous episodes on the podcast page of outlandertravel.com, Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. We'd love to hear from you. And be sure to look for us on YouTube if you want to see pictures of what we're talking about. Search for it at Flyaway Podcast, like and subscribe. On behalf of Donna, Sandy, George, Elizabeth, Lindsay, and myself, Laura, thank you again for joining us this week. Gotta fly.